Hello, everyone. Now it's brighter. What the hell? Good evening to you all. I'm RJ City. It was once dark and now it's after being dark. Not to say that it's light out, but nevertheless, here we are. Is the stream coming in okay? Or perhaps should I get another dongle for the broadband? I used to have dial-up, but nevertheless, my coaster fell. Here is my drink. I hope my stream is coming in nice and clear. Here's to you and our health. Fire up a colored teeny, sit back, and watch the pictures now as they fly through the air. If anyone can tell me who said that, I'd be interested in everyone knows. Let's talk to these people here. Tyler Hamill said, do the moves. I'll do the horse, but later. Karen said, good morning. How are you? Karen paid her tax by liking the video. So sweet of you. Brodzilla said, I can't stay. I got hockey practice, which is amazing that they're doing it, that you're in an area where it's good and it's happening. Have a great night, citizens. I say skate hard, Brodzilla. Pump your wrists. He's not watching. It doesn't matter if he loses, whatever. Oh, he'll go back and watch this and go, he didn't believe in me. It's just practice. But they should maybe have a scrimmage or something. If he loses a scrimmage, you might hurt his chances in the real game. Hurt his momentum. Bill said, good evening, RJ, and all the ghosts and ghouls in the lounge. Bill is in the October spirit. Hope everyone's having a tremendous time wherever you are in the world. Fire up a color teeny. Bill said, good luck, Brodzilla. SM said, good morning, good evening, everyone. I forgot what day it was. Mr. Swoonson. Mr. Swoon said, stream is super smooth tonight. A lot of S's. Dave said, dongle is a very dirty word, especially if you dip it in something. Sean said, hey, everyone, evening. RJ. Bill said, this stream is the clearest it's ever been. No dongle needed. Carl is using the Limericking like. Ace said, hello. Nail said, I'm watching the ads for RJ. Bear with me. Nails will be here in just a moment. Bill said, hey, Sean, Dave, and SM. Dave said, I see you're playing a Dracula video game tomorrow. Is it the Sega CD version? No, it's the Sega Genesis version. The CD doesn't, Sega CD doesn't play well how I'm playing it. It's very frustrating. There's too many controls. I assure you the game is terrible, though. If you want to see me get more angry at just the concept of a game, tomorrow is Bram Stoker's Dracula. And tomorrow, from my Condo of Charisma and Key to the City members, you'll be seeing the next episode, early access, of Hollywood Squared Circle. I can't even remember which one it is. Oh, I think I know. And I hope you all come back now. You hear? Blue Meanie is here. He said, good evening, all. Mr. Meanie, if it's okay, I would like to make the announcement, but I would like you to give me the okay first. I would like to do it here. So if you give me a thumbs up or something, let me know. Or you can give me a thumbs down. I won't do it. SM said, hey, Bill. Nail said, RJ, I've missed you. Hey, all, I'm here. Ace said, what TV show are you currently obsessed with? Every morning, I really, really, really like to watch Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, even though it's dated. It was an old, early Comedy Central show, and Colin Quinn, he would have a cast of 4 comedians, and they would riff on the topics of the day. And I love it, even though the topics are decades old at this point. Neil said, oof, if you can't remember, we can all be surprised together. That's fair. Ty said, hello. City, sir. I thought you were going to say stir. Jonathan said, good evening from Connecticut, y'all. Oh, my God. Somebody bought a house in the suburbs. Jordan said, I'm here. My internet just doesn't want to work. Well, Jordan, if you can hear me, if everyone can hear me, Jordan puts out the lovely little zine called Wrestle Void, and I'm gracing the cover of issue 11. I just posted it on my Instagram. One from the Dead, drew a lovely picture of me drinking coffee, and the smoke turns into whatever. You can see it on my Instagram. You can get it from Jordan or from a Wrestle Void on the Instagram thing. They have their own store to get it. I did a Q&A, and there's fun, kitschy things in there, so do enjoy. Blue Meanie said, please do. Well, I will let you all know that the ultimate crossover has finally happened. At some point very soon, I will be a guest on the Mind of Meanie podcast. I'm saying it here first. This is breaking news. Batten down the hatches. Get ready. because I'm sure Blue Meanie and I will continue to talk about the things that we talk about every Wednesday night. It'll be like an addendum. It'll be like when that time Kramer showed up, I'm mad about you. Do you know, and I talk about this all the time because people don't talk about it. I want people to talk about it more. The premise, because Kramer never really had a job or had to pay rent. Paul Reiser, or Paul Buckman, the Paul Reiser character in Mad About You, owned that apartment across the hall from Jerry, which makes sense. And he always held on to it, even when he moved out with Helen Hunt. And one day he had all his old shit in there. That's why Kramer had old shit. And Helen's like, you got to get rid of that shit. Jamie Buckman, excuse me. And then Paul, they did this episode, and Paul gave Kramer the keys, and he's like, it's yours. Don't worry about it. It's all yours. But there would still be utilities to play. It doesn't make any sense. Ace said, do you watch Wrestle Talk? No, I watch Talk Wrestle. So Karia said, hello, fellow cult members. Carla said, Danhausen posted a video of your fantastic gift to him. What a dastardly heel work. I'm going to post that in my community tab after I'm done here. So be on the lookout. It's on Danhausen's YouTube channel, which is delightful. He sent me a gift. It was that horrible, disgusting mustard green shirt with his shit stickers all over it. And I decided to send him one back. Patrick said, hello, Mr. City. Are those new glasses? No, these are the same glasses I've had for the best 7 months. Ace said, Colin Quinn has a new show, I heard. He does the Netflix specials, and he does, I think it's called Cop Show. It's a web series. It used to be a show, and now they brought it back. Matt Camp is here from a little show called The Boomp. It's French. He said, I still have Blue Meanie's business card in my wallet from the first time we met years ago. A wonderful conversation starter. Whose business cards did I have? I had Dwayne Gill's wrestling school. He was in the indie show, and he gave it out to everybody. And I have Ed Nordum from Impact Wrestling, who still owes me $31.32. But this is not a time for grievances. Steven said, bonjour, Mr. City. Impressive cigar you're waving around there. Yes. And I got this one on camera, too. Dave said, what do you think Danhausen is doing right now in the honor bubble? I think he's in his hotel room, and it's the Shining kind of scenario where he's locked in this room, and he can't come out, and he's envisioning things, and he's going insane. I don't think this scenario is going to bode very well, Hausen. SM said, RJ, I shared your thirst trap pick with a friend, and he's rated you a gay 7, whatever that means. For comparison, I asked what a gay 10 would be, and he couldn't come up with one. The rating is pointless. That's like the Dave Meltzer giving like 6 stars. You're like, this whole system doesn't make any sense. You didn't think, you're like, the gay 10 doesn't exist. Well, then it just doesn't exist. Then 9 is the max. This sounds like Spinal Tap. Carla said they should call it the Mind of Meanie in the City. Sounds good to me. I mean, it sounds a little invasive, but Nail said, sign me up. I will be there. Thanks, Mr. Meanie. Bill said, well, welcome, Matt Camp. Welcome, everyone. Please be nice to Matt. He's new here. Show him around and let him know you're his friend. Michelle said, well, thanks to Insomnia, wonderful show with David Tell, I'm finally able to join tonight. I've never been on a Wednesday night show. I get up at 4 a.m. every morning, so I'm knocked out by now. Glad to see everyone. Dear Lord, you're letting it ride, Michelle. You're going to have bloodshot eyes tomorrow, but you're going to have a nice, swell time. Nell said, I'm clearly a 9.5. Dave said, I think Helen Hunt was pretty good. What happened to her career? Twister? What women want? A said, would you wrestle Yano? I would wrestle Yanni. I'd be more interested in that. Nail said, Danhausen shirt to you was lovely. How dare you? Blue Meanie said, very cool, Matt Camp. Hope you're doing awesome. The old Meanie. That was such an old... Now people are just like, I will follow you on Instagram. And it's true. My business card is really my Twitter. And like my first 10 tweets should give you a pretty good idea of like, that's the person you're going to get. Bill said, how about a limerick to start us off right? Need to beat Val to the punch. Here we go. We did that one. It's a man from Rangoon. I remember that was very funny. Okay, here we go. There was a young man from Stamboul who boasted so taughted a tool that each female crater explored by this satyr seemed almost unpleasantly cool. I don't understand. Oh, because they didn't biologically. There was a young fellow of Strensel, whose pecker was shaped like a pencil. Anemic, 'tis true, but an interesting screw, in so much as the tip was prehensile. I have no idea what prehensile means. And that sucks, because prehensile is clearly structured as the punchline. So I'm at a loss for words. We're going to get through some more, and they will make sense. Nell said, Matt Camp, well done saving RJ till last on your watch along. And he also saved me during the segment. I sat through the whole thing. You win this time. I hope the ratings. Did anyone have the overnights? Yolanda said, good evening, my fellow sexy degenerates. Dave said, how many wrestlers owe you money? Should we call the city? If they didn't owe me money, they really wouldn't be considered wrestlers. I feel like that comes with the territory. Matt said, a main event guest for the main event, because internally I'm a battle royal of emotions. Blue Meanie said, I'm excited to have RJ on Mind of Meanie. It was these live streams that inspired it. I'm excited. And because there's always a chance it might not go well. There's always a chance we may realize we've spent all our conversation coins here and we have nothing else to say. I hope you asked me those fun, introspective questions that nobody asked me, like, so how'd you get started? That's a good one. Nail said, does Matt want to join our cult? Does he have a kimono? He looks like a kimono guy. Bill said, Michelle, you're a full cult member now. Raquel said, hi, RJ, love the look. Thank you for making my night always. What's your favorite song? Can you sing it here? What is my favorite song? I can't sing it here. I think it would be a little weird because I have that other show where I sing. Damn it, Raquel. Maybe Still Crazy After All These Years by Paul Simon. But then other songs will come into my head and I'll love them and then they'll go and I'll move on to something else. That one seems to stick with me. I go, that's very good. Maybe if someone asks for it on Sunday. It's a high one. Even Paul doesn't sing the highest parts anymore. He sings one high note at the end. Ty said, okay, Cat is finally settled. Now I can focus on the stream. Hello, everyone. Matt Camp said, based on that Saturday Night Live host picture you posted, who would be your musical guest counterpart? I was asked this question on Twitter, Matt. My answer was Leo Sayer. I will say my favorite performances ever on Saturday Night Live were all within the first couple seasons. Leon Russell, I thought was great. Billy Preston, I thought was also fantastic on the show. And a band called Stuff that played with Joe Cocker. And when Joe Cocker and John Belushi did the dueling cockers that they did on the, talk about dongle, we got dueling cockers. They both had a shirt that said Stuff on it. And it was that band. And it was like this ultimate jam band. And they're delightful. No singing or anything. They're all from different places and they get together and play music. Those would be my choices. Maybe Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox is here. Stick around. We'll be right back. See, that sounds nice. We have a great show for you. Al Green is here. Stick around. We'll be right back. We have a great show for you. Crazy Town is here. Stick around and we'll be right back. We have a great show for you. Bewitched is here. Stick around. We'll be right back. We have a great show for you. Tony Bennett's niece is here. Is going to play a tape recording of Tony. So stick around. We'll be right back. Ty said, hey there, Matt Camp. Mrs. Meany said, prehensile, I believe, is like a monkey tail. Well, let's try this again. There was a young fellow of Strensel whose pecker was shaped like a pencil. Anemic, 'tis true, but an interesting screw, in so much as the tip was prehensile. Maybe it, like, so you mean curled. I see. Funnier now. Thank you for the context. Oh, Ty said prehensile means the ability to grasp or hold on. Oh, I see. Like a monkey's tail. Monkeys can grab shit with the tail. Oh, this is gross. And I don't want to think about it anymore. Dave said, I'm glad I wasn't the only one who thought that photo was a Saturday Night Live photo. I love those photo filters, and I want them on all my pictures. Val said, prehensile, capable of grasping. I was unable to grasp the meaning of prehensile. Bill said, meaning you'll have to discuss the finer details of how RJ would fit into the BWO. Would he need a blue kimono now? I could wear the shorts. Jonas said, when will you live stream me playing Among Us? I got to be honest with you, Jonah. I fucking hate that game. It's annoying. I feel like I'm at a 6th grade sleepover. There's too many people playing. There's too many people talking. And it's like, okay, I'm the imposter. There's no consequences. Like, even with when you play Phasmophobia, it's like these little mini runs, but you get better and better, and you can go bigger and bigger, and there's a greater degree of difficulty. For each job, you get money or you lose stuff, and then you can buy more stuff, and then your job gets more involved. Among Us is just like circling the drain. It's like, guys, please. I don't think it's that good. And I also thought Fall Guys was fucking shit, too. Fall Guys is like a ripoff of like Most Extreme Elimination Challenge to me. Michelle said, prehensile means it can grip, like an opossum tail. So that fella's pecker must be, well, gripping. Val said, anyone can whistle? That's true. SM said, can cult members get a business card so we can be official card-carrying members? I don't think that's a good thing anymore. I don't think cards are in. I don't think a card-carrying member. I always hear that, in relation to groups that we should not speak about. So I'd like to eschew the card if I can. Panthea's grandma said, prehensile means capable of grabbing. Here we go again. His tool is like a retractable claw in a fairground stall. Like that. Nail said, that was a character I had in high school. To tell you what a creative lad I was. Game Claw Hand Bobby. Like they were characters, and it was just a normal high school kid. Everything was fine. But for a hand was a game claw, like, you would see in the Chuck E. Cheese or something. And it's like, that's, totally normal. Talking with his friends, hanging out. It's like, sounds good, Bobby. High five. And they just be like, and everyone's like, oh my God. So annoying. Neil said, they're playing our song is my favorite song. Yeah, I think it's my favorite to sing a lot. Mine is Anyone Can Whistle from the upcoming album, You Can Whistle Too. Neil said, so RJ, what's up with the tweet and delete? Nothing. I assure you there's nothing, and I did not want it misconstrued. I didn't want to slob all over the cob. Michelle said, well, Bill, I've been around here long enough to think that I'm one of the OG cult members. Michelle is. I'm just a mostly silent member. You're a senior member now in the sense that you have the seniority. And you kind of sit in the back of the room and nod your head approvingly. That person can come in. Carla said, dueling cockers. Hey, I'm so behind in the chat. Let me speed up. So many dick jokes. Nail said, yes, I can confirm. I remember Michelle being here forever. Kiana said, Annie Lennox is always the correct choice. That way, no one has to wonder why. Blue Meanie says, in honor of Eddie Van Halen, I suggest his appearance at Saturday Night Live with the SNL band doing a jam called Stomping 8H. Ooh, I have to look that up. And I thought Jack White's tribute was delightful. Matt Camp said, my favorite bit is to do Don Pardo's voice and pair random host of the 90s with one-hit wonders. How does that work? Let me see. Musical guest, Vic Damone. And here's your host, Paul Reiser. Vic Damone is the deepest of cuts. Nail said, bewitched. Some people say, fight me like da. What? Aaron said, someone please request Crazy Town on Sunday. I think, to the surprise of fucking no one, I think David is friends with Crazy Town. He's their butterfly sugar lady. Bill said, love that Joe Cocker impression by Belushi. Who is your favorite regular cast member from the first season? I thought Lorraine Newman did a fantastic job. I had just a gigantic crush on her. The thing about the first season that people don't realize, it was a lot more of a variety show. It wasn't fully the format it is now. If you look at the second episode ever with Paul Simon, it's totally musical based. Also, Lorne was in it a lot as kind of more of a character, and it was fun. It was funny. I mean, the first season is really, really, really Chevy's show. It is. I mean, he blew in and blew out, and I think he kind of knew that from the beginning. Neil said, so RJ, would you be grossed out by a monkey grabbing a pamphlet with its tail? I already am. Andrea said, under the weather today, but wanted to say hello, Andrea. I hope you're feeling better. And I think this is a good way for you to get some more writing done. You know, you're going to hunker down, put some Vicks in your nose, and get through it. Ty said, we can tell you hate Among Us. I do hate Among Us. Kiana said, Among Us will die down in a few weeks like Fall Guys did. That's so true. And it already has. Within like the week I was roped into playing it. They're like the LA Lights. You know, they're like, oh, my shoes light up. And it's like, all right, it's fucking annoying. Like the next week, it's like, would you take your shoes off, please? In the house. I used to have Nike pumps, by the way. And kids would pump my shoes. Bill said, I feel like every week there's some new game that everyone has to play and then it's forgotten about within a month. That's true. That's why I'm playing the classics like Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's not going to go out of style. Aaron said, I think we should get some Pink Lady style jackets. Well, Aaron, there are worse things I could do. Matt Cam said, Fall Guys equals Fusion Frenzy, which I've never heard of. I was also not big into the Pokemon, but loved Pokemon Stadium and loved Pokemon Snap. Really, I could, if I had it, I would pop it in and play it right now. I should get it. I should go to EB or something. They'll have it. How could they not have it? Carla said, perhaps I should be a QR carrying member. That'd be good to give everyone a little barcode. Ty said, the things you do for all your girlfriend's streams. Well, we're just, you know, cool gals. Kev said, first time I've caught City After Dark. Hello, everyone. And Fall Guys is terrible. Thank you. I'm bumping you to the top of the list, Kev. Oh, says, have you seen the 1961 movie The Innocent? Actually, Bill just asked me about this, and I haven't, but I'm going to add it to my list. And if anyone has seen the movies from the Halloween list I recommended, please do let me know. Be interested in hearing how much they disappointed you. Nail said, we don't need a business card. We just need a knowing look followed up by, hey, lady, and a reply of, hey, lady. Lucas said, happy birthday, Nicholas. Oh, happy birthday, Nicholas. Rowan said, oh, I missed the dick jokes. They'll be coming again soon, Rowan. Don't worry about it. Neil said, welcome, Kev. Would you like to join a cult? Blue Meanie said, I love Don Pardo's voice cameo in Weird Al's I Lost on Jeopardy. I was just watching a sketch, 2 sketches I watched yesterday on YouTube. They're up in the official channel. One is called Common Knowledge. It was a game show hosted by Steve Martin, and Nora Dunn played a history professor contestant, and Kevin Nealon was just like an idiot contestant. But the gimmick of the game was that the questions were intelligent, but the answers were answers submitted by like dumb high school kids. So the answers were always wrong, but in like a logical way, I guess. But you didn't realize that until halfway through the game when they explained the rules. And it was genius how they went, the answers got stupider. All the answers were wrong, but you didn't realize it at the time. And the other one I watched is an Anne Boleyn sketch. And it's Candice Bergen, and she's playing Anne Boleyn, and it's Phil Hartman. And they're discussing how the king wishes to kill her. And it's really, really encapsulates that weird Rob Smigely period. SM said, am I the only one who's sick of listening to the Saturday Night Live band? I just can't anymore. I do think they need an update. I think they should bring G.E. Smith back. Bill said, do you remember the date of your first ever broadcast on syndicated television? No. It must have been Splat-A-Lot. And I'm sure you could probably look up the air date. And I actually think it might have started airing in BBC first. I think that was part of the deal. So it probably aired in England. You'd have to look that up. Maybe it's on Wikipedia or something. And then it didn't air on Nickelodeon until the following summer, which was like everyone in Canada It was already out and whatever. So that was weird. Or on Facebook. Facebook is where I started doing coffee and underwear, and I feel like it was 2 Februarys ago. So February of 2018. Does that make any sense? Or 2017? Am I 46? I'll have to look it up sometime. Dave said, RJ would be the host where Sinead O'Connor rips up the photo of the pup. She would rip up a photo of me. And I go, yeah, that's right. Boo. Keep booing me. Yeah. Michelle said, I turned 49 tomorrow, so I'm probably the seniorest member here. I have a feeling that there may be older people in here. Michelle, you may be a spring chicken yet. The happiest preemptive birthday to you, though. Lucas said, whatever happened to Ellen Cleghorn? She was on an episode of Tough Crowd I was watching. I think she still does like a club act, like does stand up and shit, kind of like how Lovitz does. Nail said, I almost forgot. Why were you smiling this morning? You wished everyone a great day. It made me feel weird. Oh, because I was like, you know what? Let's just tweet. Like, sometimes that's the best way to say fuck you. It's just like a nice smile for everyone. I hope you have a great day. And then the best part is people are like, gee, thanks. That's great. Like, I can tell when people are liking it genuinely. I tried. That was my brief face turn, and I said that was a mistake. Patrick Broom said, do you like platformers like Super Mario or Crash Bandicoot? I do. And I like, I do like Streets of Rage is almost like a platformer in a sense. No, it's not. It's like a run. I'm sorry. I'm very incorrect. I do like games like maybe like an Earthworm Jim that has that platform element. Those were fun to me. When they opened up Mario, when we got to Mario 64, I was a lot less interested. It had that like Grand Theft Auto quality where you could go anywhere, and I was like, this is not for me. Lucas said, Reebok pumps and Bram Stoker's Dracula crossover, Drax Night Owl. Bravo to you. You get the comment of the evening. Bill said, today is the 25th anniversary of Mad TV. Who are some of your favorite characters? You know what is so weird? I was listening to an interview with John Leguizamo, and he had a show that was basically a Latin version of In Living Color. It was called House of Buggin', and they wanted to make a lot of changes. And he said, no, you can't fire the cast. Like, you either shut it down or you keep it going. And what they did was they fired him, and they kept most of the crew, and that morphed into Mad TV, which is crazy to think that was 25 years ago. Who are some of my favorite cast members? Well, I know one. His name is Ron Peterson, and he's a lot of fun. He's a delightful fellow. I know two, because I also think, was Michael Hitchcock on the show? Maybe he was. I think he was. And he's a sweet online friend, and I think he's hilarious. Who did I like? Mo Collins as Lorraine was top of the list for me. David actually appeared on 1 or 2 episodes. He did one horrible Wheel of Fortune sketch. And then he did another one where I think he appeared with Will Sasso and Sting, and they were luchadors, and they got beat up by Sting or Brad or something. And I looked it up and I showed it to him, and he had zero recollection of it. He was like, okay. We were in Minnesota. We were at a hotel buffet. It was me, him, and Colt Cabana. And Colt said to him, did you ever do Saturday Night Live? And he said, I did Mad TV once. And I've never laughed. I laughed for like 3 minutes straight. It was just like a perfect, like, yep, you did. Nails popped for they'll be coming again soon. Steven said, can somebody please tell me what the hell Fall Guys actually is? I've seen bits of it. You run around. You're like a fat guy in a race with other people. You're like a minion type guy. You have to do these obstacles, but you're not very athletic, so it's difficult. That's literally it. Bill said, yeah, The Innocents as well as The Others is based on the book Turning of the Screw. Really creepy atmosphere. I'm adding it to my list. They'll be coming again soon. Val says, Kiana, I have light up shoes like Naomi's. I got them at Walmart for $20. Kid size 6. Fits an adult woman size 9. What an odd range. Who was taking the measurements here? Oh, said The Innocents was adapted like Truman Capote. Really? That sounded like Marlon Brando. That's not my Truman. I'll work on it. Rowan says, I love Turn of the Screw and thus enjoyed The Haunting of Blythe Manor. much to the chagrin of the hardcore Hill House fans. I don't like either of them. Everyone has a story. Everyone has these deep emotional issues. It's like, it was a lot of exposition. Bill said, "Oh, Bill Hader is Vincent Price too. So hilarious. G.E. Smith is great. Last time I remember him playing live was at the Republican National Convention, doing a cover of Bowie's Station to Station. Ugh. G.E. Get it together." Rowan loves Bill Hader and anything. One of my favorite shows is Documentary Now, which is Bill Hader and Fred Armisen parrying different documentaries. It's go out of your way if you can. Dave said, "Are wheelies still a thing?" Well, I've popped some shoes with wheels. I'm glad they stopped, I think. You don't see anyone rolling down the sidewalk anymore. Body Slammer gets the seniors discount. Body Slammer is 65. So, Michelle, you are still in your salad days. Dave said, "Is there a sitcom you wished did a wrestling episode?" I think Mary Tyler Moore would have had a good one. WKRP, I think if a wrestler came into the station, I think that would have been a lot of fun. Cactus Kelly said, "I saw Crazy Town on Ozfest at the docks in Toronto. You're really 90s-ing it up. And the crowd threw water bottles at them during their whole 40-minute set. Gee, I hope it was frozen." Kiana said, "Ooh, Val, I wish I could wear something like that. I'm a size 11. So it's hard to find that. There's got to be some customs online." Panda's Grandma said, "Wheelies were still a thing last year. Can't say for 2020 because 2020 is a supermassive black hole for joy. You remember how happy we all were wheeling it down the street, just gliding away." Dave said, "I need to see RJ and Jessamine Duke doing a Battletoads playthrough." Unfortunately, well, good news and bad news, Dave. The good news is in a couple weeks, maybe like when Halloween is over, when October's over, because I have quite a backlog, I'm going to be toadsing it up. The bad news is I'm going to be toadsing alone. It's a new Battletoads game, and it doesn't have the online co-op mode. So I'm going a solo. And it really upsets me because we played Streets together. And the next logical step is Battletoads. And then Double Dragon, which sucked. Ty said, "A throwback to episode 5 of Serious Sam. Did you actually look up the tentacle monster reference? Still want to make a video about it?" I have, Ty, I honestly have zero idea what you were talking about because I'm in this cloud of games and I totally, once I'm done, I forgot what I've said. Literally, once we stop, all the words leave me. You have to remind me of what I actually said, then I'll remember. Blue Meanie said, "My favorite episode of Tough Crowd is when Greg Giraldo destroyed Dennis Leary. Fuck Dennis Leary for stealing Bill Hicks' whole routine." Yeah, it's amazing. Look that episode up, and I think there's a clip. There's like a little documentary on it because it's so good. And Dennis Leary was an asshole, and not in the commercial musical sense either. There's also another episode. The reason I'm watching Tough Crowd is because there's another episode. There's a comedian on it who's like young. He doesn't know the scene, but he starts shitting on Colin, and him and Colin get into a fight. I remember seeing it, and I can't find it. I don't remember the guy's name because he was new, and I really never heard of him since. So I'm trying to go episode by episode to find the fucking episode because that's how happy it made me. Kiana said, "It's okay. I'm going to keep a faith that adult ones will pop up. They'll absolutely be adult children's shoes." Aaron said, "Kiana, I have some adult-sized light-up shoes. Give me a second. Give me a second to remember where I got them from. Maybe Kitty Cobbler, so famous Canadian shoe store." Missy said, "Val, I never knew that about the kids' shoes. Guess I will be at Walmart tomorrow." Bill said, "Mo Collins as Lorraine was the best." And now I believe he's doing that thing there. Carl. Kiana said, "Light-up shoes and pink ladies' jackets are going to be so badass." Nail said, "You give me the impression you wouldn't eat from a hotel buffet." Usually, no. Usually, well, I will say this. I think all buffets are ultimately navigatable. It's a word. I think you will be able to find something. You can eat certain things. Like the pyramid of apples, ultimately you should be okay with. You know? The vat of ham? Maybe not. Neil said, did you watch any of the collective this weekend? I only caught very, very few clips and things because there was so much of it. And I was also, I was busy doing things. I saw some housing happening. I saw Sunny Kiss. And that's pretty much all I enjoyed. Alley Cat I saw with a fun Texas outfit. That was adorable. And yeah, I saw Effie too. All those nice people. And then I was like, okay, we're good. I know this. I see these. I'll be seeing the gifts. We're good. But I'm sure it was a nice, albeit mildly reckless time. Val's, I guess, hardly. Did you? Missy said, Val, I'm so excited. Can't wait to check it out. Gary said, what's up, RJ? This, Gary. Fucking this. I don't know how much more specific I can be. Nail said, did Blossom ever do a wrestling episode? I'd like that. Unfortunately, Sean Waltman did not star as Six, which I think was a missed opportunity, as 3 of you get that joke. Patrick said, who would win in a wrestling? Who would win in a wrestling? Let's have a wrestling between Halloween's Michael Myers and comedian Mike Myers. Well, what iteration of comedian Mike Myers are we talking about? The Love Guru, perhaps? Because everyone in Toronto worked on that movie and said he was miserable the whole time because he knew it was a fucking disaster. As I said, hypothetically speaking, RJ, if one were to purchase some underwear to send you, what size should it be? I'm going to say medium because I want it to look bigger. Neil said, or too small like last week. What? George is here. The wonderful George from Fight Network. You can go click. You can go watch his documentaries. They're all on the Fight Network YouTube. They're called Diary, and there's other ones, MMA ones, things of that nature. And it's usually me talking to cameras. I'm sure I'll just do again at some point. He said the Blue Jean Committee and waiting for the artist. Okay, he's talking about documentary now. They're fantastic. If you get a chance to check them out, I think they were on IFC, but in Canada, they're also on CBC Gem, if you have it, which I think it's free. I think I'm also on that, but I don't get any residuals, so I don't give a shit if you get it or not. My favorite, honestly, George, is the first one. It's the Grey Gardens parody. Was beautiful. If you love documentaries, that is some good shit. That really, really is some like amazing, worthwhile shit. I think they did 2 or 3 seasons. Blue Jean Committee is a great one too. So they're all great collectively. The Grey Gardens one is my favorite. Michelle said, thanks, y'all. I really do love our little group here. RJ, looks like I've been a fan since 2012 when Splat-A-Lot first aired here in the States. You're apparently stuck with me. While I admire your longevity and your high tolerance for trivial idiocy. Pendulous Grandma said, didn't she appreciate the isolation pouch? Oh, yeah, I have another pair. So this Sunday I'll be wearing another anatomical isolation pouch underwear, which is a lot of fun for me. Dave said, is there a better roast performance than Norm Macdonald's bombing at the Bob Saget roast? It's so hard to call that bombing because he did it on, it was really, he did it on purpose. He really went, and there's a real talent to that in a certain way. I love a lot of the Greg Giraldo ones. I love the Gilbert Godfrey ones are great. Who else did I love? You know who was great? B. Arthur was on the roast of Pamela Anderson and read from Pam's book. And I think it was her last appearance on television, which is not the highest note to go out on. Kiana said, yes, let me go across the border and... oh, wait. I can't. Hopefully, the world will open up soon. Ty wants another limerick. Go to hell, Ty. Oh. A wonderful tribe are the Sweeneys, renowned for the length of their peenies. The hair on their bowls swept the floors of their halls, but they don't look at women, the meanies. See, there's you in there, meanies. It was just blue. Here's another one. There was an old man of Tagore whose tool was a yard long or more. So he wore the damn thing in a surgical sling to keep it from wiping the floor. That one I remember from the old book. I think is a common one. We'll get through the other ones soon. But these men sweeping the floor with their balls is interesting. Bill said, at the end of your series, Sam, the other day, you and Jess were joking back and forth, and you sounded like Gilbert Gottfried for a second. Is there any chance that voice is in you? No. And I've tried, and it just kind of sounds like, I don't, you don't. It starts to sound like a Muppet. It's a little, becomes, you don't, it's not quite, there's a very specific, his voice is really specific to him. There's a little Grover in there for some reason. And that's too old sounding. Yolanda said, not the vat of ham. That shit sounds gross. Yeah, go to Golden Corral. That's what I want. I want to be eating and look over and see a poster of Jeff Foxworthy's face being like, enjoy your ham. I did. The best thing at buffets, said Dave, is always the bread. I agree. Rowan said, holy shit, Michelle, that is old school. Was this kid even 30 yet? No. Neil said, seeing as it's Wednesday and we're talking about wrestling-themed episode, what's the best wrestling-themed porn movie? I think wrestling is. I just think you have to look at it the right way and perhaps slow it down a little, and you'll find something in there. Oh, said, RJ, are you watching the G1 this year? I will go out of my way to find stuff if I hear it's good. I love Minoru Suzuki. He's one of my favorite wrestlers currently. And for the past number of years, I'd put him at the top of my list. You're just like, this guy can do everything. And he's one of those guys I look to where he's, a legit guy. And then on other shows, we'll do the straight up weirdest comedy shit. And yet it doesn't diminish any of his momentum in any arena, which is like, yeah, he really gets it both ways. Neil said, Marty Bell in her crown at the Collective, I fell in love. Well, it's always good to accessorize. Steven said, where did you get your limerick book? This was sent to me. As an Irishman, I'm intrigued. Also, you're going to light that bad boy up? The cigar, not the book. Yeah, I'm not going to have a book burning. No, I'm not going to light it up. I'm keeping it just like this. Val was at the Collective and met the other Val. Thank you for reminding me, Val. That's so sweet that you guys met up and had breakfast. The other Val did ring announcing at Shimmer, which is fantastic. It's so nice. I'm so happy that happened. Although I bear no responsibility for it. Nails got the 6th joke. Well, good for you, Nails, for getting the 6th joke. Rowan said, oh, Lord, I've lost everyone. Let me go back. I'm going back. Oh, look, see, I'm so behind. I kept talking. Oh, here we go. We'll get through it. Bill said, you need to get through your entire repertoire of impressions. I'll get there, too. Neil said, George, I like your RJ and Josh Alexander stuff. He does tremendous work. Dave said, do you ever rock a Canadian tuxedo? I never see you in denim. There is a picture of me from a haunted house when I'm wearing a denim shirt. And my Key to the City members have an exclusive video where I tell the story of why I basically pissed myself in this haunted house. But I'm wearing a denim shirt and denim pants, and which are also known as jeans. And that picture ultimately haunts me. That's my phasmophobia. Blumini said documentary now is on Netflix. Well, now nobody has a fucking excuse. You should all really watch it. It's really amazing. Matt wants to know, where does Blossom fit into the NWO if Sean Waltman was 6? I'll tell you something. Joey Lawrence was definitely a member of the flock. Cactus Kelly said, I wish there were more tough crowd-like shows. That's true. Another show similar to that, I would recommend. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, I was literally just going to recommend that. It's not as good in my opinion, but have you seen The Green Room with Paul Provenza? Yes, I've had, and I do like it. It's obviously less episodes. That's more of a roundtable of comedians talking about comedy. Some episodes are amazing. There's one with Patrice O'Neill and Bob Saget and Sandra Bernhard. That's fantastic. There's another one with a guy who's become a nice online friend, Jamie Kilstein. He's on it with, I think, Ron White and I think maybe Lewis Black and Kathleen Madigan. And It's really, really fun. I think they're all on YouTube too. And it's a nice, free-flowing conversation that always goes off the rails, but do not see that. And even on online stuff, you do not see it that much anymore. And it needs to be brought back in various forms. Cactus said, speaking of roast, have you seen Artie Lang at the Friars roast of Donald Trump? Oh, no, I haven't. But there, all the Friars roast. So the Friars used to do the roast like privately for their guests. They were all recorded, but they don't want them to get out. There's some dirty, like really clean comedians, like, I don't know, Red Skelton or Milton Berle, and they're doing these filthy, filthy things because they think no one's going to see it. So they'll never let those out. And it does really bother me because I think they make a killing on them. Neil said, go to hell, Ty. Poor Ty, that was hilarious. Ty is going to kill him. Neil said, Sabrina, you made it. Feel free to cheer so I can tell you to stop it. Here we go. Ty said, have you drinking your Limericking leg at all tonight? We keep spamming. I know. I'm going to finish it soon. Mrs. Meany said, Golden Corral's world famous fecal fountain. That was honestly the worst breakfast I've ever had out was fucking Golden Corral. It's because we were in Pittsburgh. We were doing a double shot. And I like to get up early. And I like to go to fucking Cracker Barrel. That is my shit. If you get that early, it's a fucking dream. It's like going to Mayberry. It was too busy. There was a line. We were running out of time because I was traveling with people and they got up late. And we had to go to Golden Corral. And I remember eating and I feeling like shit the whole day. And I just remember taking a bump that there's that feeling in your stomach where it's not like, oh, I'm going to explode. Your stomach doesn't even respect you enough to shit this. They're like, this is so gross and such a poor decision. We don't even know what to do with this. Do we absorb this? Do we just turn it into sweat? I have no idea. Nell said, everyone drink the Ricky like, turn your names green and never leave. Steve said, from Twitter to YouTube, hello, Governor. Yes, and so you have a different profile picture there, but I now recognize it. Nell said, Sabrina, he denied it. You can be happy. I did deny it. I deny a lot of things. Brian said the belt switch was horrible. I have no idea what we're talking about at this point. Dave said, every time I hear about a wrestler being a creep in a girl's DMs, I counter with a mental image of RJ sending witty one-liners to people. I'm at least, I'd rather just be a public asshole. Yolanda said, I can't wait to meet all of you in 2022. That's fucking generous, Yolanda. It's going to be 2032. We're all going to be so haggard. We're not going to recognize you. Hello, everyone. Bring this meeting to order. Bill said, did you see Minoru Suzuki dressed as a clown today on Twitter? Even creepier than normal. No, I did not, but I need to. Neil said, and the other Val took your fashion advice too, which makes me very happy. Vocal fry, but God, is it funny? I also love his podcast. That's my favorite podcast. Val said, the other Val was one of my favorite parts of the weekend. She was so sweet and kind. Love her. We're Val pals. Well, naturally. So thank you for giving us a place to meet, a valley. Neil said, Sabrina, hey, there's always side chick vacancy. It is Wednesday after all. Michelle said, I'm new to this dark thing. Your hair is so beautiful, but in this light, you look bald. It's kind of freaking me out, man. I know. I'm just like this floating. I guess you can't. That's okay. Is this better? I'm doing that old mustache routine. Bill said, we need to see RJ rock the leather coats. If we can get him to sweat his ass off on Sundays rocking the tunes, adding a leather jacket to underwear, coffee, and that special touch, man, I'd be singing the hip songs. I would be so I sweat in my underwear when you see on Sundays by the first song at the end. I'm like, done. Just wanted to say, completely agree with Minoru Suzuki. Says, on top of being 50 plus, which is insane, not going to his merch store in Tokyo was a regret, I'll say. Blue Meanie said the green room was so cool, produced by George Carlin's daughter, Kelly, who I think also did an episode. Did she do an episode? But no, I remember seeing that. No, I'm thinking of Rain Pryor did an episode. Richard Pryor's daughter. Karen Mason said, later, everyone, enjoy the rest of your day. See you next Tuesday. To see you next Thursday, because she's in another part of the world. Can't make it on Sunday. We'll watch the replay, live stream. You will be missed, Karen. I know you'll pay the tax regardless. Nail said, not a cult tie. People can leave whenever they want, except they can't. It's like Hotel California. You know, Hotel California is my grandfather's favorite song because it's longer than normal songs. So where most songs are like 2 minutes, this song is like 4.5, 5 minutes. So you really get a bang for your buck if you're paying per song. Yolanda said, ha, this black won't crack. I'm going to still look fine as hell. God bless you and your faith in your own genes, because I don't have any in mine. Or this world. I just don't have any in this world. I'm like, it's so gray outside. We're all going to get sad looking. Dave said, I always wanted to eat at Abdullah's Steakhouse. I think it was Abdullah's like House of Ribs in Windsor or something. There's also a wrestling-ish restaurant in Buffalo, Elio DePaulo's in Buffalo. Blue Mini said, I once ate at a Shoney's and I immediately blew chunks outside. I was leaving in full view of those eating inside. I hope it wasn't Scott Steiner's old Shoney's. He would have been pissed. Cactus Kelly said, if you were a villain on the tick, what would be your name? The Indifferent Man. And it was hard to figure out if I was responsible for anything, so I didn't care about it. Ms. Meany said, I'm dressed as a weird purple cat right now. You'll just have to imagine. You know what? I can kind of imagine that. I don't think I've often seen you in just normal dress, normal garb, usual attire, unless in many ways that is your usual attire. Ty said, Rowan said, well, folks, white folks, white folks yell Cracker Barrel. It always cracks me up. It's about as good as the Cheesecake Factory. It's like where Hooters waitresses go to die. I like shutting my phone off and there's that whole gift shop section with Reba McEntire throw pillows. Oh, sent a wonderful turquoise tribute with a thumb. Shades of Jessamine Duke's weird bent backwards thumb, but I like it. It's like flicking me, and I thank you. Steve said, totally random. Put the hair over your face and put the glasses on. Boom, cutting it. Halloween costume. Ta-da. Very resourceful. There's too many people saying goodbye to themselves. Bill said, so are you going to do the Fleetwood Mac TikTok skateboard cranberry juice video as David suggested? No, because similar to Fall Guys and Among Us, that's already old news. Panthers Grandma said, shouldn't After Dark really be on Tuesdays? So they say that every Sunday. They see you next Tuesday. I'm not that sophomoric. This is about class and decorum. And having said that, let's read another limerick. There was a young girl named Dorimple whose sexual equipment was so simple that on examination they found little more than a mound, in the center of which was a dimple. I have no idea what the fuck that means. Let's. There was a sweet lady named Grace who had eyes in a very odd place. She could sit on the hole of a mouse or a mole and stare at the beast square in the face. She had her eyes in her ass. Ass eyes. Michelle said, okay, my dears, the school bus driver has to get some rest. Once again, I love you all, but I'll be cursing you at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't mean anything by it. It was my choice to stay up as long as the school kids can hear you, and make sure you honk the horn. It's what people want. And the happiest of almost birthdays to you, Michelle. Do enjoy it by being grumpy and yelling. Rowan said I should have faith in my genes. I'm somehow sure of it. I will, just not in the world. Patrick said 4.5 minutes doesn't seem that long, but I might be biased since my favorite band, Rush, has a few songs that are 20 plus minutes. Don't fucking tell my grandfather about Rush. Shut up. He doesn't know that much, okay? He's very like adult contemporary on the radio. If he finds out about Rush or fucking Freebird or any of that shit, it's too much at this age. It's gonna be too much for him. Why did he die? He found a longer song than Hotel California, and his brain fucking exploded. Nails said, you've been handsome a long time, and I think it's going to last. God bless you, Nails. Carla said, good night, Michelle. Bill said, so you need to take Jessamine Duke to a play. Since she said she's never been to one. Which would be the top 3 plays Broadway wise, I always think Phantom is the ultimate gateway. I think that's a really good one to start with. Cats is not that good. Let's just say music. Let's do musicals and then we'll do plays. Phantom of the Opera, Little Shop of Horrors, not Cats. I love Annie Get Your Gun, but maybe something like A West Side Story would be fun. That'd be nice and fun. Plays. Glengarry Glen Ross, which I saw on Broadway with Al Pacino in the Shelley the Machine Levine role. Very interesting. Maybe something funny too. Maybe something very humorous, like Noises Off, which is an old, very old Britishy kind of play. There's that one. And maybe I saw a Bronx Tale when it was a one-man show. It was Chaz Palminteri. It was nice. I enjoyed that. It's good to see one of those one-man show things. Nell said, the Limericks had me confused tonight. Yeah, this is not a good page. Yolanda is all ready to tell somebody that they have ass eyes. I'm very excited about that. Someone requested a 20-minute Rush song on Sunday, said Nails. Erin said she's got Betty Davis ass eyes. Betty Davis had her own ass eyes for sure. Bill said, my first real play I saw was at a local theater where Joyce DeWitt played in a version of Dinner with Friends. She was amazing. I think you would have to show, maybe you have to take someone to Waiting for Godot. You know, it's an introduction. Rowan said, Hooters. Oh my God, Reba, here's your one chance. Here's your one chance, fans. Don't let me down. Okay, next time I get a chance at Cracker Barrel, I'll keep that in mind. Sabrina said, I'm requesting Eminem. Start learning his raps, RJ. Oh, yeah. Very popular musician he is. Michelle said, thank you, RJ. I'll have several Limerickies tomorrow evening. Yeah, not before you drive the bus. Cactus said, it's getting to my favorite time of the year when you and Gregory Iron argue about Jingle All the Way. That's our airing of the grievances. He's just fucking wrong. And last year, somebody in Buffalo got me to sign a copy of Jingle All the Way. And Greg, as per our traditional feud. Bill said, we do not have many good plays here on the East Coast. Jess would love West Side Story. I think West Side Story has a bunch of good songs. Maybe How to Succeed in Business, that kind of thing. I don't know. Nell said, whoa, just realized Limericks. What did you realize where you go? Limericky Lakes. This cult really messes with your mind. Yeah, welcome to the epiphany portion. Missy said, Sabrina, I'm requesting he sing about the yellow M&M. Nails, Ty said, God bless Nails. Go to hell, Ty. I see where I fit in this cult. That's your role, and then you're going to accept it. Nails said, I love West Side Story. Well, maybe you're a jet, Nails. Cactus said, I would pay good money to see Cannibal, the musical, live. I saw Cannibal with my dear friend Nug in it, and it was actually a lot of fun. I would like to go to one of those, too. They were funny. Thank you for reminding me. My third one is Cannibal with Nug. Kev said, Bronx Tale, definitely. Nell said, Ty, it's because I'm an evil minion, and you aren't quite as obedient as he would like yet. Rowan said, Glengarry Glen Ross, my absolute favorite play of all time. That play is so good that I could just read the book. I have the script as a book, and I'll read it like maybe once a year. It's great every time. I will say, Al Pacino had these really fucked up orthopedic shoes he was wearing, and I think it was shoes for him. They were not a character choice, and they were very distracting. Rowan said the best play to movie script until A Few Good Men. I would say, and it is a one that, like, the writing is so good that if the acting is bad, it almost doesn't matter. Bill says, stay away from Rush for the love of God. Nail said, Tony from the West Side Story is the most beautiful man on earth after RJ. Fair. Carla said, 46 watching now. Don't forget to hit that like button. 47. Nail said, thank you for explaining. Bill said, you need to get Nug on the show here. Thinking of any after dark guests? Nobody wants to stay up this late with me. I assure you. All right. A couple more limericks, 2 more limericks, and then we're gone. There was a young lady named Grace. Oh, we did that already. Sorry. The nipples of Sarah Sarong, when excited, are 12 inches long. This embarrassed her lover, who was pained to discover She expected no less of his dong. And with that, with some long ass nipples, I bid you good day, good night, adieu, God bless, Godspeed. Go get WrestleVoid. Go watch Danhausen's video and hear me and Blue Meanie cavort and cavell sometime very soon. Godspeed.